Seems I flowed for words in the time. Chemistry is fireflies. I can make us bright. I can make us surprise.
inside. How you guys doing tonight? Welcome Linux Bods, Crystal Ball, in it to win it. You're live for the pump. I'm gonna guess that means for. I didn't know we were pumping, but nonetheless, no, we are here. So, as you all know, I had a big doctor's appointment here for my mom today, and we got good news. Her stage 4 brain and lung cancer is in remission. It's completely stable. We've been at the doctor for the last 12 hours today, so, I'm not going to lie, guys. We're, unless we get some major volume, it's probably just going to be maybe about an hour and a half stream. The reason being, though, is I had a lot of time to talk and think stuff out today. I finished my website in the waiting room, but I was thinking about this. The nighttime stream has the most demand, so I want everyone across the globe to have a nighttime stream. So we're going to start streaming at 6 a.m. Central Time, so 7 a.m. Eastern Time, and then 7 p.m. so everybody will get a night stream. Because the way my current streams are, especially if you live in the Eastern Hemisphere, you have to stay up extremely late or extremely early in the morning. So this allows me to have a better schedule. It serves you guys better, and because I'm more of a morning person. So, and with that schedule, not only are we going to be live during the mornings and evenings, but we're definitely going to catch a pump, guaranteed, on at least one stream. So, I know I'm famous for jinxing the Bitcoin movement, so even if I jinx one stream, we should at least get one where we should hopefully get some price action. Alright, so thank you guys. So Heated 2183, ACR, Brovolone, Linux Bods, Crystal Ball. Make sure I didn't miss anyone. Thank you all for being here. So, as we start every stream out, we're going to identify the trading environment we're in right now. I definitely wouldn't say we're pumping. I would say we're more or less just getting a reaction. They're not exactly, these wicks are not exactly the same height, but they're kind of given this double bottom feeling. So what we're going to do is we're going to start, let's check with Market Cipher first, and then we'll go to our regular MACD. So I posted this chart earlier today. The daily looks just downright terrible, just to be completely honest with you. So here on the daily, you have basically your big bullish momentum, and now you have your much smaller one. So, I'm not sure how high we're going to play off of this. You can see our money flow. We're definitely in the red here. So, we're going to check on this. The daily does not have to play out. It can take time. It doesn't have to happen in the next few hours. It doesn't have to happen today, tomorrow, 3 days. This can take time. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to catch this. And let's check our lower time frames. So we're going to start with our 4 hour. We looked at our daily. Now let's go to our 4 hour. This is our reaction we had here to the downside. Right in through here is really where the trading accelerated, where you saw us really building. If we look here on the 4 hour, you can see we're butted up. This was support, so now we can actually turn this red because it is now resistance. You can see we have a wick right off of it. So we've identified this, but overall, we still haven't made. I don't want to call this rounded off yet. We could definitely keep building, but we are still we're not higher than our anchor wave per se. So we're still looking good from that point of view. So let's just work our way down. Let's go to the 2 hour. The 2 hour looks like we have some potential. We're going to look at it after we identify our environment. We check our MACD. We're going to go look at the long and short chart here in just a second. So you can see here, it looks like maybe we'll form a trigger wave here. you know, our last few trigger waves really haven't been that powerful. We really need the buyers to step in here. And that's why the long and short charts is going to be critical, because I want to see on this run up that we're having right now, I want to see if shorts are just covering and taking profit, or if longs are actually increasing. So we're going to move down to our 1 hour, and you can actually see this much bigger now. This looks really, really nice. We have a nice bullish divergence here on market cipher B, but once again, I got to bring your attention to this right here. Excuse me, guys. Sorry. We are pointed up. We are, you know, we're in the green now. But unfortunately, I'm definitely not going to call this yet. But we do look like we could be hinting at maybe another lower high. We're getting awful close to rounding this thing off. And you know, I've really tried hinting it to you guys. I will never tell you guys what to do. I'm just here to educate you, show you what I'm doing, things that I've had success with. And the 1 hour has been phenomenal. I'm telling you, the 1 hour, the last month, but the last 2 weeks, the 1 hour has been calling everything. It's been so spot on. So, you know, this is kind of hinting at maybe a lower high. We'll check one of our other lower time frames. I don't like going too low. When you're looking at momentum, you want as much data as possible, because it's just that. You're going to be basing really short time frames of momentum when you're trying, but when you're looking at momentum, you want as much data as you can possibly have. And you know, you can see here, this is our reaction that we had up here on your 30-minute. We definitely made a higher high, but once again, overall, it's still just, you know what I mean? It's just not looking impressive, you know, from a momentum standpoint. And look how thick your money flow is. But here's your good thing here. Remember how I tell you guys, I'm gonna fix my mouse so we don't have that problem of breaking it up. Remember how I tell you guys, when we're showing a bullish divergence and your money flow is this thick in the red, you can generally have very, very nice moves to the upside. And we're really oversold here on the lower time frames. So we really do have the potential to, you know, to honestly have a pretty nice run up. But man, I have to say, the higher time frames are really starting to point to a lower high. Just like our last trade setup, or you know, the position we've been talking about, I would really like us to see if we can go maybe up to 10,450, 10,005. The most optimal short will be 10,600. That would be a very nice short in my opinion. But we'll be around for this. You know, I believe with this new schedule I'm rolling out, we're gonna have a lot of success with this, because I'm really tired of missing out on the volatility. I feel like I don't want to just become a TA channel where we just look and speculate and the things happen when we're not live. I really want to try to capture some of this live, because TA is important, but I really want to emphasize, you know what I mean, live trading. There's a difference. Like, you can read a book how to cook, but then when I hand you a skillet, I hand you, you know what I mean, all these ingredients, it's a lot harder to cook than it is to read a book. When you're just reading a book how to cook, oh, that sounds easy, but when you actually have it, does that make sense? So I'd really like to get that aspect of the channel. How's it going, guys? Make sure all right, AgroCap, how you doing? NAD Crypto, welcome everybody. So I'm really excited for this. You know, honestly, I'm a bit more of a morning person than a night owl, so. And even though we have this schedule, that doesn't mean we're going to cap everything at like 2 hours. So that allows me more time to stream. There's more flexibility between the streams, so I'm not so cramped with time. And the website is pretty much done. I have to go, I'd like to you know, have Armacida and AgroCap look at it for me before I post, but I think I have it where I like it. I had about 6 hours plus to work on it today. I ran out of, some lady stole the spot that had the wall outlet, so my computer died, but I got quite a bit of work done today. So we've identified our market cipher B. Let's take a look at our MACD, and then we are going to start. We're going to go to our long and short chart. I think that's going to tell a lot. All right, so just like market cipher, You're definitely showing here, just like on Market Cipher B, you're showing a lower level of bullish momentum. But I want to kind of emphasize this. Do you see here? When we start going back to our baseline here at 0, do you see how we almost never hit this and then go back down? Even though our momentum here on the MACD, we're pointing towards a lower high, history says that, I mean, even this right here, you still built a ton of momentum. So maybe we round this off and then go back up and make another lower high. We'll see here. But if you can see here, when we're at these levels, we never, I mean, I guess we had one right here. So, you know, we're going to be around for all this. We're just speculating right now. Let's go to our 4-hour. All right. So you can see here, if this was Market Cipher B, we'd be looking at a trigger wave right now. You had your negative reaction from this, but the little jump up in price we're having right now is really from this right here. You have a lower level of bearish momentum. You still really haven't even surpassed your trigger wave or your anchor wave. And if you look here on the 4-hour, you can see we're starting to get this curvature here. So if we can get these to pop to the upside, or more, you know, even better would be if we can get this, you know, this yellow, I guess it would be, let's get these a little bigger. I'm blind. I apologize, guys. Let's see if I can get a better color than that. Is it really just that color? Alright, much better. I was like, I apologize, guys. I'm seriously blind. So this is much better for you guys as well. So if we can see this, if we can see what we're looking at right now, we're showing a little bit of some bullish divergence. And you're starting to kind of curve the selling pressure here. So maybe, just maybe, if we can get these to straighten out and we can get a bullish, you know, cross, maybe we can start moving back up to the upside. Alright, so we're looking good here on the 4-hour. Let's go down to our 1-hour. We didn't really have a cross. We more or less had a bounce. I want to see how high this gets. The reason being is you can see it right here. Let's turn this down on my end. It's getting a little loud. So, you know, we really have a lot of things to watch for right now. I feel like this bullish momentum that we're seeing here, I feel like there just doesn't seem to be a lot of power behind it from a momentum perspective. So let's go check our long and short chart. And if you guys don't know already, you just go down to your cryptocurrency, go to Bitfinex, and then just type in long. It'll be the first one, Bitcoin longs. Go look at our 4-hour. Alright, so longs look like we've kind of topped out, and now we're just kind of flatlined right here. You can see for the last, you know, honestly about 3 days, we've really just been flat. So there's really not a lot to see. If we go to a much shorter time frame, yeah, I mean, you can see it. We've really just been flat. Actually showing some bullish divergence, and I have found some correlation by using technical analysis. It's really insane. Let's go check out our shorts. Let's see if there's anything more obvious. Alright, our shorts are rising, but once again they've kind of flatlined as well. If we go here to our 1-hour, basically just in this giant, I can't even really say it's a bull flag because we're going up and we've just kind of flatlined. And if you actually look here on the 1 hour, what do you see here? You can actually see it right in here. So we can see if this plays out. It really is insane that you can actually use technical analysis. I mean, like, look right here. You have your large wave and a much smaller wave right in here. And look at the reaction you had here from the shorts. Let's see if we can. I don't know. It's just something I've honestly been looking into. So, looking at the longs and shorts, there's really not a lot to see here. We're basically just really flat right now. Something I did see though is Litecoin seems to be having a little bit of a ride today for my Litecoin holders or traders. What's up, Pop Defender? So we looked at Bitcoin, well, especially since Bitcoin's slow. We're basically just going to be going over our cryptos. Let's go and look at Litecoin. I saw Litecoin is up more than Bitcoin is right now, which is kind of nice because ever since the halving, Litecoin's really struggled from a price perspective. So you can see we did break this resistance line. I mean, you could put it right here. I mean, you could honestly have it right here across where you have this candle close, you have this wick, you have a cluster of them. I mean, honestly, you could even just put a rectangle box, but you're over it now, so that's all that matters. So what we're gonna do with Litecoin, just because it's statistically having a little bit better of a day right now, you can see here we are building our next wave. But it is pretty critical that we at least outpace this left shoulder, because once again, you will face, I mean, it looks like you might have actually already done it. It's sure close, but you really want to clear this. See what we look like on the daily. Oh, okay. So you actually have, it's not perfect, but you actually had like a small little trigger. Looks like you tried to form one here. That's really too close for my comfort. But Litecoin can honestly have a ton of room to the upside for the simple fact it's kind of detached from the major coins. And, you know, look what you're seeing right here. You're majorly in the red. So let's check our 4 hour. See how this played out. You have your bigger wave, a smaller one, so we've popped to the upside. So this is played out, and something I want you to look at, guys, do you see how long we've been in the red? We've been just really red since about August. I mean, honestly, since about the 7th, so about a whole month. Litecoin has just been heavy in the red here. Do you see this? And look at us now. Gotten our head, we're finally, our head's above water, taking a gasp of air. Are we going to sink or are we going to swim? And, you know, Litecoin's going to have to make that decision. So, really want to see us outpace this left shoulder. I mean, it looks like, I mean, you look like you're about neutral right now. But let's get this blue wave higher. I'd feel a lot more comfortable with that. If we go here to our 1 hour, definitely looks nice. Usually when you get past these lines right up here, they're more major moves, like from a volume standpoint. So you've had your reaction from here, but overall you are still making a lower high. So you really want to keep this, I mean, the thing about Litecoin is you need to keep this momentum up. But you know, as we all know, if Bitcoin decides it wants to, you know, fall off the face of the planet, it's going to take all the other coins with it. So it's really key here for Litecoin to maintain this positive momentum. I mean, it's been so long. I mean, you've been, I mean, it has just struggled for a month now. It's, you know, it's kind of why I've kind of just stepped away from Litecoin. But you're up about 3% today. Finally gotten your money flow out of the red. So, you know, all things have to start out small. So let's build off of this. You have a feeling alt season starting? Hey, that'd be nice. Hey Julian, how you doing? Hope everyone's having a great night. So alt season is starting. That would be nice. That would be nice. I know I made a nice little bet on Tron Bet this week. I bet on my Kansas City Chiefs. If you haven't checked it out, they have a sports betting book that's open now. I put in about 7,000 Tron. I bet the Chiefs were going to beat the Jaguars, and I ended up cashing out with about 11,200 Tron. So you know, in dollar amounts, I put in about $120, and I ended up making roughly about $200. So they play the Oakland Raiders this weekend, which I generally don't like betting against the Raiders when the Chiefs play them, just because it's always like a trap game. It doesn't matter if the Raiders are 12-4 or if they're 2-15 or something like that. They always play us really hard, and it's in Oakland. So, how you doing, Armacida? So, is there any altcoins that you guys would like to look at? I can tell you for sure, it's not worth looking at XRP. It's literally done nothing. Take a look at Tron real quick. I know a lot of people don't like Tron, guys. I simply just I use Tron Bet for sports betting, and it's it's honestly, in my opinion, one of the best dApps in the crypto space. And if you want to support cryptocurrencies and that actually provide a utility to the token or your currency, decentralized applications are the way to do it. Gosh dang, look at that. Oh, this is on the daily. You know this can't be good. Look at Tron since the end of February, beginning of March. I mean, look at this from a price standpoint. Oh, damn. Go here to the 1 hour. Yeah, that doesn't even look any better. Your money flow is definitely in the green here on Tron, but oh man, this will not end well. A high, a lower high, a lower high, and it looks like we're about to make possibly another lower high. This won't end well from at least a short-term perspective. You've had decent little jumps just because you've played off this wave, and you've had a hit off this wave. But what is the price up? That's a nice little bounce though, I have to say. So I'm definitely looking off this bounce. I want to say 135 is definitely support for Tron. Let's get the screen line smaller. There you go. So now your next major area for Tron is about 160 Satoshis. If you can break that, the next area I'm going to be looking at is about 180. But man, if you can break above 180, I mean, I really do think you're going to test 200 Satoshis if you can break 180. And if you break 200 Satoshis, you're really going to be off to the races. I think Tron could have a very nice pump, at least to 280 Satoshis. So just something to keep an eye on. ETH starting to look tasty. Let's take a look. Yeah, Dad's Fawn. Litecoin's looking nice. Let's take a look at good old Ethereum. We're gonna go to our Bybit chart just because I'm pretty sure I have it already out. Or I have it drawn out, I guess. But yeah, Litecoin's definitely looking nice. We just looked at it. Definitely needs to hold this momentum. Alright, so here on the daily, we're going to start out just like we do with Bitcoin. We're going to identify our trading environment. From a daily perspective, you know, it's pretty obvious here. Your money flow is in the red. But we're kind of starting to point our head up north a little bit. I don't want to get too bullish off this move because here it looked like you were about to form a trigger wave and selling pressure really increased here. So maybe we can get a play off this. It's just going to take time. It's the daily. So let's get, no one wants to wait for the daily to play out. And usually by the time it plays out, it's already too late. So let's go to our 4 hour. Let's get a little bit of a sneak peek. So you can see here, you have your large wave. You have your smaller wave and another smaller wave. This is your bearish momentum, guys. Actually looks pretty damn good, I have to say. Good catch there, AgroCat. Really good catch here. The thing I want to see though is it's just like Litecoin. Litecoin looks very similar. You want to see us at least outpace this shoulder. We will still make a lower high, but you don't want to make another. You don't want your right shoulder to be shorter than your left, because once again, just like you showed it here, you can show the same thing right here, and you'll just continue back down. So 4 hour definitely has potential. Definitely has potential. And we are above 180, so that's very critical. Your next area, I just know this off the top of my head because I do this every day. We really want to break that 188, 190 resistance. But this 200 to 205 resistance is going to be no joke. This is about, what is it, July 14th. From July 14th to about August, June, July, August. Oh, I guess it's only about a month. But your major resistance is going to be from about 200 to 205. But your more short-term resistance, though, it's definitely going to be this. Like I said, it's this 185 and then 190 area. This is really kind of where we flirted around with before we started dumping. See if I can get an actual line drawn for this. I might actually just make a box. I think I would feel more comfortable with that. Let's see here. I can tell you 185 is definitely going to be 188. Oh, I don't have my horizontal tool. Give me just a second, guys. I apologize. So this is really going to be your next area. And then, of course, just like we talked about, 185, which is about right in here. These points, yeah, right in there. And then I'm going to go ahead, just because it's a better visual for you guys. So if it's easier for, charts are supposed to make trading easier, not more difficult. I don't like charts that are just all clustered, tons of stuff going on. It makes it really, you know what I mean? Charts are supposed to make it easier to read what's going on. Alright. So, you break this 185 to 190 area. I definitely think we're going to go up and test this 200. I think you'll test it fairly quickly. But man, you can break 205. I think Ethereum will have a nice little pop. I really do. The next really major area after 205, I mean, you're going to have a little bit at maybe 215. But I really think you'll go to test at least the 215, 220 area. You know, basically the area we were, you know, testing before we, we rejected it. Remember our old trade setup? Here at 235. I know most of the Twitch users will, but you break 235, like I said, I believe we are going to fill this gap up. You're going to have a little bit of resistance, but I don't see much resistance until about $250, $260, if you break 235. So you break 235, you're definitely, like I said, I really think you're going to come back and test this area right, basically right here. You can see how you have your cluster of touch points here. It was support right in here and here. It was support right in through here. And you have another cluster of touch points right in here. That's about $260. So ETH has a nice potential for a nice little run up here. We just need the buyers to step in. I've only used ETH to buy other altcoins. I can see that. I know that was really big during like the ICO boom in 2017. You know, that's why, honestly, I think that's why ETH has just struggled the most, because so many people have ETH from ICOs, and like, that's why I've always said it doesn't matter if ETH is $10,000, $1,000, $100, or $10. There's always going to be a ton of sellers. It doesn't seem to matter what price it's at. There's always going to be people willing to sell Ethereum. But I think that's maybe going to slow down now, obviously, because I think most people that were in the ICO boom, I have a feeling they've already cashed out. So the market has had time to reset, recoup, and, you know, hopefully we'll go back higher. Current price of ETH is $183.60. So, you know, Ethereum and Litecoin, just to sum them up real quick, you really need to continue this momentum, or I feel you're just going to move back down. But on ETH, you're going to have support at 180, and then about 175. And then, of course, you know, this is our old support box. I say it's old, it's still current. But you're really going to have solid support between 170 and 180. With your first area of resistance at 185 and then 190. So there's Ethereum. It's confusing. My brain only likes to think in dollars. Yeah. Is there any other altcoins or anything you guys want to look at in particular? You're going to have to help me out, because, like I said, until alt season starts, honestly, I've been out of the altcoin market for so long. The only altcoin I really trade is maybe Tron, Ethereum, and Litecoin, really. I've just been out of the altcoin market for so long, and I don't even trade Tron. Like I said, I just participate in dApps occasionally. And they just seem to have the best dApp space right now. Ethereum dApps are still a bit slow. You have some link? Let's take a look at it. Gosh dang, nose is itching up a storm. The ragweed is terrible here in Kansas. Alright, so some Chainlink. They have a solid community. Alright, you can see we already have this one charted out, so this is easy. So we zoom out here, you can see we took off. You know, so it looks like they had a starting price of roughly about 1,000 satoshis. I guess this was about I guess they started out right before 2018. Imagine that. They literally launched right at the end of the bull market. But, you know, they ended up hitting a high. Wow. Are you serious? 5,000. No way. Let me get my price indicator tool out. Just give me a second, guys. Or price range tool. There's no way. Is it up that? Did it go up that much? Damn. Holy crap. This thing went up 3,900%. Damn. That's really good. But so forth, we move on. We had a nice little bounce off of our 618. Our current price is 17,596 satoshis. You definitely have some support here at about 15,700. We're at 17. You can see we basically came right back down and brushed it. I want to make sure I have my bottoms correct here. All right, and we do. So we had a nice little brush off of our 618. And so if you're looking for your next area of resistance here, at least on the daily, let's get our 4-hour up. I want to see this touch point a little closer. All right, and this is what I was looking for. So you're facing some resistance here at roughly about 18,225, 230. But man, you really have the potential to have a nice run up. So if we go back here on the daily, it's easier to look at these fib levels. You know, you break this. No, I want to make this line a little bit smaller. So you break above 18,200. You definitely have the potential to move back up to your 0.5 Fibonacci, which is sitting at about 20,249 satoshis. And you can see this green line right here, basically where your green and your blue meet up. You see the solid touch points on it right in through here. So 20,000 satoshis will definitely be, and that's going to be a pretty hard one to break. But just know, this is why we talk about our fibs. They're very important. That's why I try to teach them to you guys, because they're super easy to learn, and they're easy to draw. So if you're a new trader, it's one of the tools I recommend learning. That's why I try to tell you guys each time how I do these. So you go to your swing, so you go to your low to your high. If you're going to use a candle close on the bottom, you have to do it on the top. If you're using a wick, you have to do it on the other side. But no, your 618, so your 382 to your 618 is your golden zone. Anywhere in here is generally where you have reversals to the upside. Your 382 is kind of where people start getting curious. It's your more medium retrace. Your 236 is your lightest retrace, obviously. Generally, when you go parabolic, like, obviously, what is this? Chainlink did, you generally retrace 50%. And you can tell investors saw this because we went up, we came back down, and do you see this dip we had off of here? We went right back up to the 382. And you see how we're obeying the fib levels perfectly? So I'm pretty confident in Chainlink. I definitely think you could have a test of your 0.5 Fibonacci. But you can see here though, so your 0.5 is your most common retrace after a parabolic move. We had our bump, we hit the 382 and we went back down. Came back, tested it again, and came back down again. Your 618, you learned this in the stock market. Your 618 is your golden retrace. This is where areas of investors just pile in. This is really where investors start seeing the most areas of value on a dip. And generally you have pretty nice bounces off the 618. And then of course you have your 786, which is your deepest retrace. So definitely, you break 18,200, 18,300 satoshis. Let's get a more precise on this. Zoom in here. I definitely think you're going to go back up and test your 0.5. You're really obeying your fib levels beautifully. But I can tell you with 100% confidence, at about 24,800 satoshis, massive resistance. But man, you break this, you're going parabolic. I can tell you that. You break 24,800 satoshis, you are going, I promise you, you will go parabolic. You'll at least hit your 236, which is at about 33,000 satoshis, just over. So, short term, 18,200. You break that, you're definitely going to go up and test your 0.5. at about 20,250 Satoshis, this green line. Was that good, Pop Defender? Did that help you out at all? You know, I'm here for you guys, so if you guys have any questions or something you want me to explain more in depth, shoot it. We'll look at the daily. Let's look at the market cipher here a little closely. You are showing lower levels of bearish momentum. Very slight though. And just like I like to, I really try to make this known. When you are showing a bullish divergence and your money flow is this in the red, you can have insane impulses to the upside. Like this. You see this, guys? This is a great example. Perfect timing. You showed your bullish divergence right here. If you're a market cipher crypto face, you already know. You have your trigger wave right in there. So you have your trigger. I'm not an artist, guys, but you get the point. You get the point. Way off, but you get it. You had your divergence, your bullish divergence. Your money flow is insanely thick in the red, and look at this pop to the upside we have. I mean, we are darn near. I mean, I'd say you're good, honestly. I mean, I guess you could technically say you haven't beaten this, but that's just so far off. So, you're looking very, very good here, though. We go to our 1 hour. You can see we had a little bit of a sell-off from this, but still, in the sum of things, or in the whatever you want to call it, you're still not looking too bad here. Not looking bad at all. Man, and here, especially on your 30-minute, wow. On your 30-minute here, you're actually looking like you're forming another trigger wave. And what do you know? Your money flow is in the red. So let's see this play out. Let's see this play out. But did you see here how there was really no reason on this spike? And you still, I mean, you popped to the upside, but it really wasn't that strong. So you really want to see some buyers come in. You really do. You had your lower levels of bullish momentum, and you did pop to the downside, but you did form a trigger wave. So just be patient. It looks good though. Altcoin season, I have to say, it's looking promising. Maybe we're showing some signs of life. Because if Bitcoin's going to sit here and become stagnant, how do you think the easiest way to trade Bitcoin is when it's consolidating? How do you accumulate the most Bitcoin? That's pumping these altcoins. I can tell you. People want to accumulate as much Bitcoin as they possibly can. So, just a real quick recap, 18,200. You want to break that. If you do, you're 0.5 fib. You're going to test. I can pretty much guarantee it at 20,250. You break that, I'm telling you, I mean, you're going to have a little bit of resistance here at like 22,350, but I fully expect a 382 test right here. Oh, sorry guys. 1 second. I fully expect a test of right here. And you can see it's going to be major. You see all the rejections right in through here? So keep an eye on it. I highly recommend if you're trading Chainlink, you want a Fibonacci retracement on your chart. You want that on your chart. What do you think Bitcoin's going to do this week? Sure. Let's go check it out. We started out with Bitcoin, but I love Bitcoin. That's all I really trade, so more than happy to look at it for you. So, you're basically just still holding. I guess you could, well, see, I have a lot of people that are trying to call this a wedge. This is definitely not a wedge. I would honestly be more, see, it's not the bottom isn't flat. If the bottom was flat, I would say maybe we were in a giant ascending triangle. But nonetheless, I'm not huge into the triangle terms. You're in this triangle pattern. If we zoom in here, you can see our local bottoms are getting higher, so we're making higher lows. Want to make sure I got that right. You do have some support here at about 10,250 satoshis. Let's zoom in here. Let's get a close up. All right, so let's get our horizontal tool out. Basically just looking for correlations with touch points. So just give me just a second, guys. I don't have my glasses on. I think they're actually in my room. Trading cryptocurrency has just absolutely obliterated my eyes. So I once again, I really do apologize. But I am blind as a bat without my glasses. Alright, so you have short-term support here at about 10,250. After that, you actually, I hate to say it, you actually look like you made a double bottom here. That actually looks really nice. And this is at about 10,070. You can see this right in here. So I don't really want to get too bearish, because even if you break this, I think our support box got screwed up. Let me fix this, guys. This is gonna mess with me if I don't go and fix it. This support box is supposed to be from 9,800 to 10,050. I was wondering why the chart. Maybe I messed with my chart at the hospital today. All right, so we want this to be at about 10,800. We want to encompass these wicks. And I apologize for this, guys. Should take just a second here. So from about 9,800 to roughly about 10,050, you're really gonna have major support here. You see, when I do these boxes, I emphasize the bottom. I'm gonna get rid of this one too. I emphasize the bottom and I emphasize the top. You can see how you have your touch point here, you have your touch point here. If we go to the 4 hour, it'll probably be a little more obvious. You can see we have our touch points on the top, all across the top, and we have them all across the bottom. So I just want to emphasize, when you look at these boxes, I'm really emphasizing the very bottom and then the very top. So from about 9,800 to about 10,050. Those are really going to be your major support areas. What this means is you're just going to be really primed to reverse to the upside at some point. Whether you hit this or you go down right off the top, you're really going to, I wouldn't be looking to short. If you miss the short up here, definitely would not be trying to short. Just like our last trade setup we have, I know you're going to be missing out on gains, all right? But sometimes the best trade is to be in no trade. I know a lot of people don't like that, but the psychology of trading is so important. That's why we're looking at this now. So if it happens, we're prepared. For me, all right? If you miss shorting up here, there is an inherent increased amount of risk opening up a short right now. Yes, you short right now and we go under 9,800, you're going to be feeling like a king, all right? But what happens if you short up here, you go down $100, and then we go up and toss this, the top of this trend line? You're going to be having anxiety, you're going to be freaking out. Chances are you're probably going to panic sell, and then you're just going to watch it go back down again, all right? So for me, if you miss this short or you're still not holding, I would not be opening up a short in this green level. Once you get in this green box, it would be safer to maybe open up a short at like 10,250 and cover once we get into this green box. That would be an okay trade. But if you see the price at 10,100, I definitely would not be opening up a short. So for confirmation on a major short for me, it's seriously just like our last trade setup. Once we break the 9,800 to 9,750 range, if you remember, that was our last move on our prior run-up. Once we broke 9,750, we really got a lot of steam behind the buyers. So yes, you're going to be missing out on maybe a couple $100 worth of gains, but you know, I'm a risk reward trader. Trading is all about who can stay in the game and participate the longest. Those are going to be the winners. Those are going to be the people that make the most money. So for me, once we break about 9,800, 9,750, that's going to be a safer short, because chances are we're going to go back down and test, you know, the 93 to 9,500 area. So that's really my, you know, my short goal. You know, I might open up a short at these levels, which I'll let you guys know, and I'll look to cover once we get, you know, into the low 10,000s, like 10,001, 10,000. But you know, I'm really trying to see if we can go back up and hit this red box again. Once we break above, you know, this 10,380, 10,004 range, Bitcoin should get a little bit of steam behind it. But I would really like us to maybe break through this, and whether we hit the top, or I'm sorry, the bottom of this box or the top, this is really where I would like to short. Right in here. This is my more prime area I would like to short. So, you know, we're going to be patient. You know, the longs right now, they're pretty stagnant. The shorts right now, they're stagnant. The market is kind of like in this, you know, we're consolidating, we're taking a breather, we're getting ready for the next move. So, CryptoFace says Bitcoin's going to 7,000. I want to see where he's getting this prediction. So what we're going to do, let's go to a clean canvas. Let's go to Bitfinex. We'll look at Bitcoin dollar. And we're going to do, so if you missed it, we're going to do a Fibonacci retracement. Alright? So if you've never done Fibonacci retracement, this is for you. I can make a static video. So you can let me know in the chat. It is pretty easy. So I could literally make this static video in about 5 minutes. But if you don't know how to do Fibonacci, I would be more than happy to make a tutorial video on it. So when you do your fibs, you can do two things. You can either do them from a swinging standpoint or a more long-term standpoint. If you're going to do your fibs from a long-term, you know, you're wanting the large trend as a whole, you're going to go, and I'll fix this, but you'll go from your low to just about to your high here. Now I'm going to make sure we're good here on our bottom. Alright, so he said 7,000. So if you see here, guys, remember what we just got done talking about? Let's get this up on the big screen. Let's make it bigger. Alright. Do you see what what we literally just talked about it? What do you see here at $7,000? Your 618. Very, very important. This is your golden retrace. This is the most prime area of value on a dip. Looks like Bitcoin's dipping a little bit now, guys. 10,305. But you're sitting at about 7,250 right here. This is your golden retrace. 7,250. And you know, if you've been a part of our channel for a long time, or since we started, you know I've been speculating on this move here. All right. Every YouTuber, their mom, their grandma, their dog, every single person. Okay, maybe not all of them, but pretty much every TA guy, I swear they've had the video once. Everyone is calling for a bounce off the 0.5 Fibonacci. Why? You know, here's the thing. Market makers know you can see this, all right? So I see two things happening. Well, there's three real possibilities. You know, obviously it could just never happen. We never go down and ever touch it. But what I see being more likely is, so this is your 0.5 fib. This is you know, it's about 8,500, 8,600. I see these two things happening being the most likely. They're going to dip the price, and they're going to get about $200-$300, like 87, 8,800, and then we're going to go back up to the upside. They're going to make everybody waiting for a perfect price point. They're going to make them miss out. Obviously, I mean, honestly, we're probably not going to go that high. But you know, you get it. We'll get close to the line. We'll start pumping. They'll get everyone to start FOMOing. And, you know, maybe we start pumping or we reject the 382 at 9,700 and continue down. But here's what I think is going to happen. And I kind of agree with CryptoBase on this. I think he has a... I think we're kind of on the same, you know, wavelength right now on our train of thought. Here's what I see happening. If this happens, if we break our 382, which we've done it many times, more so if we break our prior support, you know, in that like 92, 9,300 area, the selling is going to dramatically increase once we break 9,080. That's the low of this dip. I want to say out of all the dips we have, 9,080 is the absolute low. So once we break that, the selling is really going to accelerate. So we're going to crash. Don't look at the price target or the time. Just look at the price movement. I see us going down, hitting 8,500 perfectly. Everyone's like, oh, it's working. We called it. And then we're going to move back down. We're going to have a small $200-$300 pump off this 0.5 fib. Everyone's going to get all excited. Oh, we've talked about this for so long. It's happening. It's happening. Market makers know you can see this. I mean, everyone is literally calling for a bounce off the 0.5. So we're going to dip. Don't look at the price. Don't look at the date. It doesn't matter. We're just talking in general. This could happen 3 months from now. But I think we're going to hit 8,500, have a $200-$300 bounce, and then the selling is going to get massive. If we take our 0.5 fib off, so remember the 618 is your next major. After you break 8,500, 7,250 is your next one, which is your 618. Here's what I see happening. So obviously you have your really strong support here at 6,000. But I want to bring your attention to this. Let's see. This is really where the Bitcoin run got extremely strong. This is actually where I bought Market Cypher. I bought Market Cypher and it was about $7,400. Right in here. So I think the chances, like the most prime areas, is going to be the 70. I mean, honestly, you could maybe even move this up to about 7,800. But somewhere between 7,800, 7,600, and obviously our 618, which is at 7,200. That's where I think we're going to have our major bounce. So we're going to keep this here to look at it. We want the 618, which is at about 7,250. And we're going to turn this green. So this is really what I'm expecting. You know, somewhere between 78, 76 being the top, and 7250, that 618. This is where I see I see us having a more sustainable bounce. Now you break the 618, it's probably going to get very ugly for Bitcoin. So I don't want to go there yet. I don't want to sound like I'm getting bearish because I'm not. But you have to prepare. So when these things happening, you're not making irrational decisions because you're unprepared. You know, the psychology of trading is more important than any indicator you could ever use or learn. I'm a full believer in that. So yeah, Bitcoin's dropping right now. Yeah. So this is kind of what I'm expecting here with Bitcoin. Ugh, neck's killing me. Sat in a chair literally all day today. We literally got to our doctor at about 7:15, and we didn't end up actually leaving the doctor's office till like 5:30, 5:15. So we were seriously at the doctor for about 10 hours today. We had all these random scans, and then we had to wait like 4 hours so they could be read. It's been a little bit of a crazy day. But just know, our morning streams start tomorrow, our new schedule. So 6 a.m. Central Time, 7 a.m. Eastern Time, the cup of coffee stream begins. Well, you know, the new set schedule. So did that make sense, guys? And obviously, if you follow this pennant, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, you know what? Who called this? Andrew. Bullish pennant. You're exactly right. That's what I was thinking of. Good call, man. I appreciate your help. I'm not good at the whole geometry, shape stuff. Honestly, triangles trade very similarly, or similar. They're very similar. So, but good call, man. Exactly. This is a pennant. This is like those sport things, you know, that you hang on your wall. I had them as a kid. That's exactly what it is. Thank you. Awesome. So I really want to emphasize, you know, if I'm not explaining something well enough, or do you want me to go more in depth, please don't feel like you're bothering me or you're inconveniencing me. I really want this channel to be about education, you know, not just looking at TA and live trading, but it's, you know, I started this channel to form an amazing community and to help everyone to improve their trading skills and to basically skip the steps that I had to learn the hard way. All the lessons I learned the hard way in my almost, I guess it's about 6 years of trading now, 3 years full-time in crypto. If I can help you avoid those steps by losing money, because that's honestly that's the best way to learn a lesson. You lose a lot of money and it's like, all right, I don't want this to happen again. How can I go about it? And if you guys want to private message me, you know, it'll always remain private. But guys, don't take a losing trade as a bad thing. Proof of losses is very important because, you know, when you have a bad trade, the key thing is don't put your head down and don't feel bad. That's why I really try to emphasize limiting your leverage and your exposure. I never use more than 30% of my portfolio in an entire position. I only use 5 to 10% of a trade, you know, per trade. So if I'm in a position, there might be 3 to 5 trades into that. I never use more than 30% of my portfolio, and I only go in between 5 and 10% at a time, up to 30%. But, you know, if you can go back on a bad trade and learn where you went wrong, and so next time that trade setup or your next trade happens, you're going to be more prepared. You know, so, you know, don't take losses as a bad thing, guys. And, you know, whether you want to put it on the general board or private message me, we'll go over it, because the mental aspect, the psychological aspect of trading is so important. It's 80% psychological and 20% technical. I promise you. The hardest wall I had to jump in my trading career is learning how to, the mental aspect of trading, curb the FOMO, control the greed, how to prepare like we are now, so when scary dumps happen, you know you already have a plan. You don't want to be making irrational decisions. And I promise you, crypto will put you in a corner and it will force you to, you know, it's fight or flight, if that makes sense. You don't want to be caught up in the emotion of these candles and be making, you know, bad decisions. So that's why we prepare. We look at the bullish scenario, we look at the bearish scenario, and we form a plan. Before you ever start a trade, you should always have a trade plan. You should always have a trade plan. Don't ever go into a trade just hoping it goes up or down. Know your targets. Where are you going to take profit? And that's why we go over support and resistances. You know, because if you short, you technically want to cover, set those orders above your support. If you're longing, I like to set them above resistance. You know, don't just set, oh, I have to make 10% on a trade, or I'm going to hold it. Is it really worth holding a trade that goes up to 9.5% and then you go back to neutral or worse, losing money because you were trying to pull out an extra 0.5%? So it's very important, guys. So if I'm never explaining something, or you want something explained more in depth, please let me know. You know, I'm here for you guys. Cool. Do you think Backed is going to pump or dump it? You know, it's tricky. It's very tricky. The reason being is we've never seen institutional money like this. You know, I've been around since January 2017 trading cryptocurrency full time. I don't have a 9-to-5 job. This is it. I trade. So I remember, luckily I got in very, very early on Bitcoin before it was even $2,400. And, you know, I got to ride the FOMO train. And the biggest thing I heard is, oh, institutional money, We're going to the moon. And as we were breaking all these giant barriers, we broke 6,000, 8,000, 10,000, 12, 15, 17. We just kept going up. And everyone thought that the futures launch was going to just keep the train going. It was never going to end. Well, I know this, guys, because it's been engraved in my brain since the moment it happened. You know when the bear market theoretically started? It's December 16th, 2017. It's the first day the futures launched. But the difference of futures is they're cash settled. These are Bitcoin settled, what I've been told. So we've never seen money like this ever in the market. But as you guys know, I am from the stock market. I've traded stocks since about May of 2014. And just like the futures was, I believe if we were going to pump ahead of backed, it was going to do exactly like that. It's like the stock market. If you have a consensus of 30 cents on earnings and you hit 30 cents exactly on the head, generally you pump a month, weeks ahead of the actual you know what I mean, like the earnings release. And then even if you hit it right on the head, unless you just blow earnings out of the water, you're generally going to sell off. And I think Bitcoin kind of did the same thing. You buy the rumor, you sell the news. Granted, it's already September 9th now, so I really thought we would have pumped by now if we were going to buy the rumor. So, you know, to be honest, I don't know. You know, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, we're bullish or we're bearish. This is unknown territory. This amount of money has never been put into cryptocurrency. So, you know, we're just going to prepare. We're going to prepare if we start pumping. We're going to prepare if we start dumping. That's all we can really do. So, you know, if I had inside information, I'd let you guys know. But, you know, it's kind of no man's land. I'm sorry, I know that's not in depth or probably what you wanted to hear, but, you know, I would be a fool if I told you I knew exactly what was going to happen. It's just, this has never happened, so. Let's look at our moving averages here. You can see our EMA 100 is starting to move up here. Remember how we were talking about the EMA 100 being at like 9,680? We're now at 9,800 and yeah, about 9,800. You know, if you watch this channel, you know the importance of the EMA 100 to me. We briefly broke it, but honestly, we just wasn't for long. So for me, you know, this kind of fits in for it. If we break below 9,400, I think we could get pretty bearish on Bitcoin because you'll be well under your EMA 100 and you're gonna, I mean, I guess you could have a technical bounce off your double bottom, but you're definitely gonna invalidate this triangle, and you would kind of risk turning this pennant into maybe like a descending wedge. But also remember here, guys, on the EMA, you know, because I'm a huge, I really love my EMAs, especially on the daily and the 4 hour. So you have remember we talked about our 0.5, that's where this green line is, so I could just remember it. You know, it's about 8,500, 8,600. Well, look right here. You also have your EMA 200, which is sitting at about 8,250. So that's definitely going to be an area to watch for. You break the CMA 200, the selling is really going to accelerate. And I definitely think, like I said, we would go back to our trade we just talked about. You know, your 7,500 support, this is really where we took off. This is really where the bull run caught some steam. But yeah, we break the CMA 200, I would definitely be targeting the 7,500 area, and then of course you have your 618, which is just slowly, you know, we just looked at it, it's about 7,250. So, but on the bull case, because I feel like we've just been looking at bearish scenarios, I'm not too bullish until we break. I really want to see us break this second high. 1 second, guys. I gotta change this music. It's getting on my nerves. It's creepy. Banger. Let's try this one out. We've never listened to it. Alright. Better. Sorry, guys. That music was getting on my nerves. Well, there's a huge rumor that backed Bitcoin might already be already bought. I saw on the blockchain someone transferred $1 billion worth of cryptocurrency, and they paid $700 in fees. Obviously, it's not confirmed. I have a feeling, though, the Bitcoin's probably already bought. I mean, look at this run up. I mean, it would make complete sense if they bought somewhere in here. Somewhere during this run up, it would make a lot of sense if they already bought. Do you think we drop out of this triangle or pump out? Well, you know, anything is possible, that's for sure. But, and you can see that touch point actually looks pretty nice here. Well, looking at past history, no, I don't think we're going to break out of this. You know, I've really been speculating on a future descending triangle. You know, I have the post on TradingView from, you know, sometime in July where I started getting signs because Bitcoin really likes descending triangles, you know, during a bear market or when we start going into not really a bear market, but a bearish trend. And you can see you have 1, 2, 3. I mean, you darn near almost had your 4th touch point here. So, but this kind of fits in with our box here. If Bitcoin just keeps consolidating, we could go up, hit this trend line, and then what do you see here? This is also our resistance line right here at about 9,600. It's really this 9,500, 9,600 resistance. So, and if you look at this, you know, look at our time scale where we're at here. If you look at the time, this puts us at September 23rd. So there would be no better time to break this than then. The back launch is about right in here. So I think this is definitely a pivotal point for Bitcoin. We're either going to break up to the upside or we're going to break down, you know, to the areas we just discussed. But for me though, if we broke out of this pennant, it would definitely look good for Bitcoin. But I don't want to get too bearish too bullish until we can break this 3rd lower high. And for me, that's at about 12,400. We break 12,400. We break 12,400. I think we're going to test the highs of the year. You know, I've said that for a while. It's going to be a tough test. But for me, we break out of this pennant. We break, you know, our 3rd lower high, because if we break this high, we invalidate this whole pattern. So all this is thrown out the window. So, but no, we break 12,400 to the upside. I really think we're going to test the highs of the year. Maybe we go back up to 14,000, maybe even break it. But you can see here, we're getting close to the end of this pennant. And what do you see here? It's literally the week of the back launch. Sorry. So it's gonna be interesting, that's for sure. Top of the coat hanger. So, but do you see the timing of this? If I zoom in here. So the futures launch is right here. Right here. So I'm telling you, this futures launch, or whatever you call it, the back launch, it literally could not have came at a better time. Make sure we're doing good on sound. Alright, just checking that real quick. So, we're definitely going to have some fireworks here. Sometime in the next 2-3 weeks are going to be huge for Bitcoin. I don't know if we could... See, someone... I was reading on TradingView, someone was trying to say we're forming a descending wedge. I'm just not seeing it yet. I mean, I guess you could maybe... I don't know. So we're going to stick for this now, or with this now. You have multiple touch points. You have 1, 2, 3, almost 4 here. And then on the bottom, you have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this really validates this trend line. I mean, you're pretty much 4 and 4. So we got to break one way. I know how that sounds. Well, of course, it's going to go up or down, but this move is going to be major. So this is really going to set the tone for the next 2-3 months for Bitcoin. Oh, that's what I'm calling your drawing? All right, I like it. Yeah, Synthwave, we actually listen to them. I just try to listen to music that it's just so I don't have to sit here and try to DJ. Because it kind of kills my train of thought. And I actually have rights. I don't want to say I have permission, but I emailed the guys of Dark Monkey Music. Because a lot of music I keep getting flagged on for copyright grounds. But Dark Music specifically, they gave me permission to play their music. Which is really cool of them. You know, I really never listened to techno music until I started streaming. Lower the music. Is the music that high? I have it basically where I have it on every stream. Is the music better? I didn't know the sound was the issue. You guys are my sound check crew. I've also noticed there's a giant difference if you're using an older computer. Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, I always have this music the same height. Maybe it's the new song. Alright, we'll go with that. Like I said, guys, you guys are my sound check crew. I can't know to turn it down unless you guys say something, so thank you. Because it's always the same in these headphones, regardless if I have it 100% or if I have it at 4%. It's the same in my headphones. Maybe it was me changing the music. I think that might have been what it was. Because we went from one album to another. That seemed to be what triggered the comments it was too high. We good? All right. I have to say, my laptop's running like a beast right now. All I had to do is max out the CPU and graphics card. And I have to say, the streams are running really smooth right now. The lag is pretty minimal. The only times I have a little bit of issue is when I go to the stream ending at the end. Ugh, it's hot. I guess the Raiders are playing the Broncos right now. He's winning. Damn, really? The Raiders are beating the Broncos? Alright guys, like I said, this was basically just a stream so we could look at our cryptos. But with our new schedule, especially since I literally had to be up at 4:30 this morning, I just wanted to make sure we got our stream in today. But know that tomorrow our new schedule starts, so everybody gets a stream. So I'm gonna start streaming at 6 a.m. Central Time. So 6 a.m. It's not too long from now. And then we have our nighttime stream at 7 p.m. Central Time. So 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's literally 8 hours from now. I will be back live. What this does though is it ensures that everybody gets a night stream. So people on the Eastern Hemisphere will get a night stream. And then when I go live at 7 p.m., obviously the Western Hemisphere gets a night stream. I think it's the best way, because I noticed there's a lot of people that live in Australia, and just way out there, and they're up at, they're literally dedicating staying up till, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock a.m., all these crazy times, to watch the stream. Alright guys, so I'm going to do a quick sum up of Bitcoin here, because like I said, our big schedule starts, and honestly I need to catch up on some sleep, especially with this early morning wake up call, because I've been up since 4:30 this morning and I only had about 5 hours of sleep last night. It's been a long day, but a good day. I am so thankful we got good news, from my mom. But looking at Bitcoin, you're gonna have short-term support here at about 10,250. After that, your next support level, you can see where we double bottomed at roughly about 10,070. But your major support is really from about 9,750, 9,800. You can see all these touch points. So to be specific, 9,750 to 10,000 is going to be a prime area for a reversal back to the upside. For me, I'm going to be looking to short. If you miss the short up here, I'm going to play it by ear, because if you look here, do you see our resistance at about 10,400? Do you see all the wicks we've had rejecting this? I may look to open up a short here if we can go up about another 50 to 100 bucks for a scalp, not a long, but a scalp. But really, I want to see us go and test this resistance box here. It goes from about 10,450 to about 10,600. This is really where I'm going to be trying to open up a much bigger short position. So you have short-term resistance at about 10,400, 10,375, this little area. You can see all the wicks off of it. You have short-term support here at 10,250. You had looks like just about a double bottom here at about 10,070, 10,080. You can see these wicks right in here. And you have your major support from 9,750, to about 10,000. More emphasizing on the 10,750, the 9,008, and then you're straight up your 10,000. So, so if you open up a short up here, I would definitely be looking to cover once we go under 10,100, because you face exactly what happened today, where we had our dip and we had a nice reaction back up to the upside. So if you shorted last night, you would have had a nice $300 dip. But if you held you might be slightly in the profit, but definitely not if you covered. So for me, if we open up a short, which I'll let you know, at this 10,400 line is maybe where I'll start. Like I said, if we go under 10,100, I'll be looking to cover, or at least take half profit. And then, for a major short position, I'll be looking to take a major position once, 9,008, 9,750 breaks the bottom of this box. Because you can see our next really major area of support isn't until like that 9,004, that 9,005, basically right down here on our prior dip. So, that's really Bitcoin. I'm going to be up for about the next hour. I'm going to try to... So Armacida, and I don't know if Jubbin's still in the chat, but if you are still around, I'm not sure how I can share my website to you since it's not live, but I would really like some, constructive criticism before we launch. There's a few things I would like to correct, but I'm honestly not sure how to yet, especially for the Bitcoin payments. I can't really make the background the way I want it to look. It's a little basic. But I think it looks really nice. I've never designed a website before, so not to pat my own back, but it took a little bit longer than I wanted to, but I really like how it looks. So, I'll be on Discord. God, my nose is itchy. Allergies suck. But I'll be on Discord for probably about the next hour or so. I'm going to take some melatonin. I'm going to get ready for our if you're on the Eastern Hemisphere, it's going to be your night stream, but it's going to be my early morning stream. So I really think this is just best. It gives everybody a quality stream at the best time at night. They're not trying to watch it in the middle of work or first thing in the morning when they're getting ready for work. Most people have the night off, or they get off from work. So I want to make sure everybody gets a quality stream and they don't have to watch it, crazy times of the day to watch it. So once again, guys, thank you for watching. Today's been a little bit of a crazy day, but I wanted to make sure we talked about Bitcoin. But tomorrow the grind starts. So I will see you on Discord. If you're going to bed, I will see you tomorrow morning. And be safe out there, guys. And we're gonna end on their song because the Kansas City Chiefs whooped on the Jaguars this weekend. Won me I guess it'd be about 4,000 Tron, so I'm happy about that. But once again, thank you guys, and I will see you on Discord and tomorrow morning. Thank you. Go Chiefs.
Tech, Nina, Kansas City. You ready? You ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Welcome to the Red Kingdom. Yeah. Red Kingdom. Welcome to the Red Kingdom. Yeah. Red Kingdom. Welcome to the place where we run it. Place really haunted by number 58 is DT the Great, and we've flown it. Hate and we shun it. No competition, the opposition fake. I don't think they really want it. Loud is the recipe. Loud sitting next to me, no doubt. Now we are proud that we get to see KC Chiefs come and break these geeks, make them taste these cleats. Welcome to the Red Kingdom. Yeah. Red Kingdom. Welcome to the Red Kingdom. Yeah. Red Kingdom. Welcome to the Chiefs Kingdom. Got to lovers, got some other beasts. Bring them. Mop them up and stop them, got the heat. Sting them. You hot when we stop ya. Dropped when he rock. Got blocked in me casa. Ball in my city live. But I find a raw one to get beside. My lucky numbers are 15, 10, 87, 29, 7, 50, 95, 55. Red Kingdom. Yeah. Red Kingdom. Welcome to the Red Kingdom. Yeah. Red Kingdom. Welcome to the Red baby.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride my alts down to old time lows. I'm gonna buy till I can't no more. I'm gonna buy these alts cause they're oversold. I'm gonna buy till I can't no more. I got my altcoins by the bag, emotionally attached. Throw them on my back, got my ledger on my neck. Buying all these shit coins, you can keep your Bitcoin. I am broke as hell, but I will never sell. I'm never selling nothing. I'm not selling nothing. I'm never selling nothing. I'm not selling nothing. Up all night on finance, ask me for my financial advice, and if I'm nice, I'll tell you what to buy next. FOMO by the pump, panic sell the dump. I'll be holding bags cause I'm never missing my chance. I'm never selling nothing. I'm not selling nothing. I'm never selling nothing. I'm not selling nothing. Yeah, I'm gonna ride my alts down to old time lows. I'm gonna buy till I can't no more. I'm gonna buy these alts cause they're oversold. I'm gonna buy till I can't no more. Litecoin, Bitcoin, Zilliqa and Icon, V-Chain, Verge, I can buy them on my iPhone. Yeah, I gotta have it, gotta have all the low stats. Buy at all time high, to my surprise I never go back. No more FUD, we've been through all that. Everybody knows that the tether is backed. Wish we could pump back up to those all-time highs. I wanna sell at the top this time. Gonna ride my alts down to old-time lows. I'm gonna buy till I can't no more. I'm gonna buy these alts cause they're oversold. I'm gonna buy till I can't no more.
Hey, hey, hey.